That was funny. Let's try that again. Shema Yisrael Asher Eloheinu Yahweh Echad. ואהבת את ענת אלוהיך ובכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודך וחיו הדברים האלה אשר נערכים מצווך היום על לבביך ושיננתם לבניך ודיברת בם בשבתך בביתך ובלכתך בדרך ובשכבך ובקומך וקשרתם לאות על ידיך וחיו לטוטפות בין עיניך וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך. Good morning, Kimmy. How are you today? V'chaya כי ויחי אלוהיך אל הארץ אשר נשבע לאבותיך לאברהם ליצחק וליעקב לתת לך ערים גדולות וטובות אשר לא בנית ובתים מלאים כל טובה אשר לא מילאת וברות עצובים אשר לא עשת כרים וזיתים אשר לא נתת והלכת ושבת הישמר לך פן תשכח את יהוה אשר הוציאך מארץ מצרים מבית עבדים. Repeat these words. So they say. Repeat these words, and maybe you will have the experience of all being one. And you'll know that that is true, despite the fact that our bodies and our minds tell us otherwise. All isn't one, all is all. One are parts of all. Paradox, paradox, paradox. What do we do with this paradox of now? Throw up our hands and cry. Because the world is so difficult. Or throw up our hands and laugh. Because the world is so difficult. Or do nothing at all. And turn off your phone. And ignore all the signals coming from everywhere. And just be. Good morning, baby love. Really nice to see you. So we are going to continue today, reading from the Enuma Elish, this epic Babylonian creation myth. And I've been reading this story for, 3 weeks now, 4 weeks. And all of it was a lead up to this battle, right? Tiamat and Apsu created the world and created all these gods, and then the gods were very loud gods. And Tiamat and Apsu started grumbling that the gods were keeping them up at night. And so they decided they were going to kill them, but then the gods, who were loud, they acted first, and they started this war. And eventually, Marduk, the king, is elected to fight with Tiamat. And their fight is actually rather short, and we read it yesterday. What does it say? Marduk raised an arrow which struck her descended middle. Then he cleaved her into 2 pieces and cut open her heart. That's it. That's a description of the battle. Having defeated her, thus bringing her hateful light to an end, tossing her down in the dirt upon his feet, he caused her legions to disperse. So, Marduk is victorious. He has won the war. The young upstart king has killed the ancient divine queen, as is the story of our history. The new gives way. The old gives way to the new. Not the other way around. The new can't be replaced with the old. That would be paradoxical. Nonsense. In any case, Tiamat is dead, and now Marduk has to do something with her body. And this is probably the most iconic part of the story, although it happens twice, right? When Apsu is killed by Anu, I think it is. Let's see, who kills Apsu? Yes, Apsu is killed by Anu, and Anu turns his body into a palace, or Ea, right? Then Ea raised a declaration of victories over his adversaries. Then he could rest easy in his own personal chambers, and these he named Apsu, and established temples there, right? He established his own residence on top of Apsu. Yeah, he turns Apsu into his palace, and we're going to see Marduk doing the same right now. I'm glad to be here, Knick-Knack. So, let's read this section, the end of Tablet 4. To Tiamat he now turned his attention, the one he had caught, and the Lord Marduk trode upon the lower parts of her body. Raising his merciless hammer high, he pulverized her skull. Then sliced open the arteries that carried her watery blood. He caused the north wind to take it to convey good tidings. When his forebears saw it, they were jubilant and all sang out, then made plans to meet him with presents, gifts of greetings. The Lord took a moment to rest, and then looked over her corpse. He split the monster's cadaver and made marvelous things, severing it up the middle, flaying it in half like a drying fish, one of which he thrust up to make the vault of heavens. He drew a gate in front of it and put it in the care of a guardian. Her waters were bounded so that they might not surge free. He then went forth, traversing the sky, seeking a holy place. He made the Apsu, Nudimun's dwelling, entirely smooth, and the Lord then measured out the Apsu's total dimensions. The immense shrine which he built to resemble was Eshera, and in the temple Eshera he made it to resemble heaven. There he placed the centers of veneration for Anu, Enlil, and Ea. Right? So what did he do? He killed his great-grandmother. He ripped her body in half. And then he took half of it and he set it into the heavens and set a gate in front of it and created his heavenly palace, just as was done with the body of his great-great-grandfather generations before. What a story. What a terrible, awful creation story. See, the thing that I appreciate about this is that none of these gods are painted as absolute. Even though he does say, like, I am the absolute king, right? He had to conquer other gods for it, right? Like, there isn't this notion in the Abrahamic faiths that we have inherited, right? That, like, God is this sort of, like, unitary concept that is all everything, all powerful, all being, all one, right? There's very little story in that. The story about the Abrahamic gods are historical stories. They're about Abraham, right? They're about people. And then there's just presence guiding them and forcing them to do horrific things, like sacrifice their son. Whereas in these stories, the gods just simply are more human, right? They have flaws, they are violent, right? They go to war with one another, and they make things out of each other's corpses. Like, it is not a comforting image, but perhaps it's more, I don't want to say realistic, because obviously this is a fantasy, but it's more psychologically relatable. It's more psychologically relatable than Yahweh. It's very difficult to relate to Yahweh's psychology because he's just so bland and monolithic. So, I don't want to pray to my maker, no. I just want to be feeling free. Not just who I am, but the pink in golden land, and that wide, wild sky over me. Mm-hmm. Help me to the sun, hey, I'm looking everywhere. See, I'm looking to become not the prayer, but the prayer, and I don't want to pray, no. I don't want to pray, no, no, no. I don't want to pray, we don't want to pray. Pray, and it's not much good to talk, better to walk it. Ooh, not much good to take, better to give. Mm-hmm. We are done, forgiven, and forgotten of our sins, and I promise you, my friends, all that dies will live again, so pardon. God and Mom, what I'm saying isn't fair. See, I'm looking to become not the prayer, but the prayer, and I don't want to pray, no. I don't want to pray, no, no, no. I don't want to pray, we don't want to pray, pray. I love Allah, Allah made love, and Yahweh, Yahweh made hate. Asher, Asherah made good, and Anat made bad. Hello, Heinu made love, and Yahweh, Yahweh made hate. I love Allah, God made, God made, God made. But I don't want to pray to my Maker. I just want to be what I see. Not like in a book, or the leaves of trees that shook, from a word that means only not a thing. No, no. Pardon. God and Mom, what I'm saying isn't fair. See, I'm looking to become not the prayer, but the prayer, and I don't want to pray, no. I don't want to pray, no, no, no. I don't want to pray. We don't want to pray. Pray. I love Allah, Allah made love, and Yahweh, Yahweh made hate. Asher, Asherah made good, and Anat made bad. Eloheinu made love, and Yahweh, Yahweh made hate. I love Allah, God made, God made, God made me. Thanks, Forest Goblin. You're cute. If you're still here, you're probably not here. Oh, the nature of doing a live stream. People come and go, and I remain. Jaya Jaya Ratiya Vina Vinayaka Vina Vinayaka Shri Ganesha Jaya Jaya Ratiya Subramanya Subramanya Kartikeya Jaya Jaya Ratiya Venugopala Venugopala Venuola Papa Vidura Navanita Chora Jaya Jaya Rati Venkanta Ramana Sankata Harana Sita Rama Radhe Shama Jaya Jaya Rati Gauri Manohara Bhavani Sankara Samba Sadashiva Uma Maheshwara Jaya Jaya Rati Raja Rajeshwari Tripura Sundari Mahalakshmi Mahasaraswati Mahakali Mahashakti Jaya Jaya Rati Anjaneya Hanumanta Jaya Jaya Rati Dattatreya Trimutri Avatara Jaya Jaya Rati Adityaya Bhaskaraya Jaya Jaya Rati Sanistaraya Bhaskaraya Jaya Jaya Rati Sankaracharya Advaita Gurave Jaya Jaya Rati Sadgurunata Shivananda Jaya Jaya Rati Vishnudevananda Jaya Jaya Rati Agastya Munaye Shriyama Priyaye Jaya Jaya Rati Ayapa Samine Dharma Shastave Jaya Jaya Rati Jesus Gurave Moses Gurave Buddha Gurave Jaya Jaya Rati Muhammad Gurave Guru Nanak Gurave Samastya Gurubho Namaha Jaya Jaya Rati Venugopala. Good morning, Abhi. Natatra Suyobati Natandra Karatam Lima Vidyobati Kutoya Magni Trameva Bantamabandi Sarvam Tasya Basya Samidam Vivanti Om Gange Kayamane Kaiva Govari Saraswati Narmade Siddhi Kaveri Hiya Namastitam namo namaha. Tvameva mata, chapita tvameva, tvameva bandusha saka tvameva, tvameva vidya, travinam tvameva, tvameva sarvam mama deva deva, kayena vacha, manasendriyarva, buddhyatmanava prakriti sabhavad, karomi adyad, mangalam parasmahi, narayana iti sarmarpayami. Sarvadharmam pravichaya mamikam safanam vraja aham sva sarva papayo mokshayami masucha. Whatever actions I perform with my body, speech, mind, senses, my nature, my intellect, or my emotions, all these, I dedicate to you. And now we will say Kaddish. Kaddish is a prayer of mourning, prayer of grief, and we can together be reminded of that which we have lost, that which we are missing, those things which in our minds, because of their absence in the world, cause us pain. And we can let go of them, or at least try to, for a minute and a half as we say these words together. The word Kaddish means holy in Hebrew. I'll see you later, Garcia. Have a lovely day. Yitgadal Vidgadash Shbe Rabba Biama Divrach Yute Viamlich Mal Chote Bechayachon Vyamechon Chayede Kolbe Israel Bagala Vizman Kari Fimru Abi Yehe Shemei Rabba Miv Arch Lialam Omei Omaya Yitbarach Vishtabach Vitbaar Viturman Vitnase Vitadar Vitale Vitalal Shemei de Kudesha Berichu Leela Min Kol Birchata Vishirata Tush Bechata Venechimata Diamiran Biama Fimru Amen. Yehi Shlamar Rabba Amin Shemaya V'chaim Aleinu V'achol Yisrael V'imru Amin Ose Shalom V'imramav Huya Ase Shalom Aleinu V'achol Yisrael V'imru Amin. Yehi Shlamar Rabba Amin Shemaya V'chaim Aleinu V'achol Yisrael V'imru Amin Ose Shalom V'imramav Huya Ase Shalom Aleinu V'achol Yisrael V'imru Amin. Oh, say shalom b'mamav, Huya say shalom aleinu, v'alechol Yisrael, v'imru, amen. And that concludes our morning prayers for the day. So I'm gonna go get some millet, a new grain today. I've restocked my larder. and then I'll come back and we can chat a little bit about life, the universe, and everything in between. I'll be right back. Abby, how are you? It's been a few weeks, I think. Or maybe you've just been quiet on the stream, I don't know. Good morning, Alice. I'm glad the algorithm decided to show me to you today. Getting over COVID. Gosh, the whole world is getting over COVID. Finally back to work today. Morning rituals. So we finished the morning rituals, now we're having breakfast, which I suppose is in itself ritualized. What is a ritual? I don't know what a ritual is. Is a ritual simply just something you do every day? Or frequently? Or does a ritual have to be numinous? Who knows? No, Danny girl, you're right on time. There is no late. I do not believe that I added enough water to this millet. You live and you learn. What are you doing at work today, Abby? I hope it's enjoyable. How are the TikTok stories coming along? I haven't posted many stories recently. I was trying to figure it out, like, okay, how do I post a 15-second video and have it be interesting? I posted a couple dozen stories. I don't know. I feel creatively stuck with TikTok. Oh, says the millet is done. It's very easy to post something in 15 seconds. It's hard to post something of quality. Like, I have a significant problem. Like, a very existentially threatening, emotionally distressing problem. Trying to figure out how to use this app, right? Because if you remember, like, a year ago, like exactly a year ago, I was posting videos regularly, and they just kept doing better and better and better. And I felt like I was connecting with so many people. That was when I met you all, right? I met all of you a year ago. And then my life changed. I couldn't post as much. My videos stopped doing as well. And now I'm in this point a year later where, like, I'm actually producing, in my opinion, like, significantly better content. Right? But, like, the Toad video that I posted yesterday, that took me 2 months to make, right? I spent 2 months making a 40-second film. I put in, like, easily 200 hours into that film and got 40,000 views, right? And there are videos that I've made that took me significantly less time that got millions of views. And they're just numbers, right? But underneath it, there's, like, human connection. Like, I have you all, right? Like, you tiny, lovely group of people, who I've spoken with like this regularly for about a year, and I feel so grateful for that. But at the same time, I've, like, basically lost my ability to connect with a larger group of people, right? Like, for whatever reasons, and I don't, I can speculate on them, like whether it's algorithmically generated or whether, I am missing some sort of crucial ingredient that I had before or whatever it is. The algorithm knows, right? Like, yeah, like we are at the whims of these very complicated computer pieces, and if they aren't giving us the results that we want, like, we have to conclude that it's our fault. So, I don't know. I tried to make stories because I was trying to figure out how to connect with you all, but I don't I don't think I really succeeded in that, and, you know, I could keep trying. I could keep trying to make stories, right? Like, I want to figure out how to make things that, like, people actually watch. Basically. It's really frustrating to put a bunch of work into things and not have them be seen. And I also, like, I don't want to be... Like, I've complained about this while eating breakfast on livestream very frequently over the last several months. And before that, too. Before that, I just wasn't posting because I found it too disheartening. So it's a very significant problem. Like, it's a problem that is so significant that it could cause me to stop. Like, it could just cause me to completely stop and put my creative energy elsewhere. I don't know what to do. And it sucks. Because, like, what exists here feels so special. But it's not financially sustainable for me. I put in so much effort. But, you know, actually the joke's on me, because I decided I wanted to be a filmmaker. No, I'm not alone in the issue. And fundamentally, it's not really about the algorithm, or the platform, right? Like, certainly there are things that TikTok could do to promote me, but, like, that would be incredibly special treatment. The issue is actually that I'm trying to do a thing that many, many, many other people are trying to do. Competition is extremely fierce, and the value of what I'm offering you is not very high, right? Like, I'm just a voice in a screen. Like, whose idea was it that I could get paid to be a voice in the screen, right? Not actually adding terribly much significance to people's lives. Right? It's not like I'm building houses or curing diseases or growing food, right? Like, my partner grows food every day, and it's very clear the impact that her labor has. It's also poorly compensated, but at least it's linearly compensated. Right, neither does Logan Paul. I guess the point is that the number of people who can have the kind of impact that Logan Paul can have are strictly limited. Like, it doesn't matter what kind of algorithms the platforms are running, right? It's a matter of the number of people in the world and how much energy there is in the world to give attention to. Right? Like, I don't want to be Logan Paul, but Logan Paul is occupying that space, and that means no one else can. Anyway, I don't actually want to be complaining about this to you. I complain about it to you more than I ought to. But it's a problematic thought loop, right? Because when I go to make TikToks, like, what can I say to all of these people who are interested in listening to things that I have to say? And the only thing I have in mind is, like, God, this is frustrating. Why aren't you listening more? Right? It's like, it's terrible. It's like, it's not actually the right dialectic to have. But I don't actually know what else to say, because that is what lives in me more loudly than anything else. Well, I appreciate that, Alice. You know, like, I say these things because I want that response from you. I don't know, I made a video about this like 3 weeks ago. And that was what people said, like, oh, we love your stuff. Like, the people who actually see it are incredibly kind to me, like, so unbelievably kind. Like, actually unbelievably, like, it makes me wonder, like, what they're actually seeing. I don't believe it. Because the thing that I really believe is raw numbers, and the raw numbers are very poor. And blah, blah, blah. Anyway, Abby, what kind of reports are you filing? What are you reporting on? I actually know very little about your new job. Don't hate yourself because the computer system didn't choose you today. Emerging issues? That's delightfully vague. That's, corporatese. I'm here to report on the emerging issue where the factions are becoming more factorial. Sorry, I'm not trying to make fun of you. That's what it's called. I am eating millet. Millet is a grain. It's similar to corn, but it's not corn. It's millet. Emerging issues in climate change, in tech, in race relations. Alice, you have nothing to apologize for. You have been kind and comforting, and it's really sweet. Emerging issues in tech. Yeah, you told me you have a new job, but I didn't actually learn very much about it. You have a business TikTok. Erica, what is your business? Yeah, it's not very new anymore, but that was, October was, half a year ago at this point? More, almost a year. It's also a remote job, I assume? I'll see you later, Alice. Have a nice morning. How's your kid? Did they get sick when you did? Thank you, Angel. Okay. I think it's time for me to go. Get on with my day. But y'all are lovely and kind and caring. And, I'm really grateful. So thanks. Well, I'm glad you didn't get too sick. Hello from Colombia. I will be here tomorrow to do this all again. And, I will see you then. And have a fantastic day, okay?